Hello, Dan Armstrong with another Friday chat here in my home library. And I chose this setting today because my library is green. Lots of colors, actually, but mostly green. And the reason I did that is because today I'm talking about colors, and I'll talk about green here in a second. But generally speaking, colors are very, very important in your home. First of all, painting your house is the easiest way to update your house, to change things, and it's inexpensive and super impactful. So, colors. Colors are very important. Colors can dictate a mood. Colors can create a setting. It's awesome. It can communicate feelings. It's really cool. So, color psychology. Let's talk about that for just a second. There are warm colors and there are cool colors. Warm colors are reds, yellows, browns, those families of colors. Cool colors, blues, greens, grays. And these make a difference. So, warm colors have a lot of warm emotions like excitement, passion, even anger. So, those can have an effect that way. Cool colors are calming, relaxing, and so that can have an impact in its own way. And so when you're creating colors in your house, it's important to think about that. What kind of mood do I want in this room? We chose green for our library because this is a place to be calm and study. And greens actually have calming and mental enhancing elements about them. So we chose that. And also, it's super in style for a green library. So there we go. We did that. So let's just talk about colors in general. Let's talk about white. Oh my gosh, there's a million whites. Look at all these whites. We have warm whites. We have cool whites. That's what's weird about whites. We have yellowish whites. This is a book of whites. And you can see that there's so many. How come there's so many? Well, if you want a white to go along with one of these other colors, you want one that kind of blends right. And maybe you don't want your house to be ultra pure white, but you want it to be more of a off-white, or one of these other types of white. You have a silver white, which is also getting. But white is a cool color because white actually is very clean. And if you want a space to look clean, it also makes spaces look larger. But the problem is if you do too much white, it can be sterile. So white's a great base color. So it's good. Black's an excellent color. Black is the color of elegance, but too much black is sad. And so you got to be careful. You have to use just the right amount. If you have a black bedroom, you're going to sleep well, but you might not wake up very well. And so a white bedroom, maybe with some black accents, could be really cool. But there's a lot of other colors to think about too. Blues are very calming, but too much blue can be depressing. That's color psychology. That's where we're getting all this stuff. Pinks are fun. They're actually joyful, and they're creative. And so that's really cool. But too much pink, it's hard to take it seriously, in a house. So if your whole house is pink, if it's your space, of course, do what you want. But think about it. Greens are really cool, but I want to skip that for just a second. I have some notes. Oranges are very energetic. So an art room or a playroom, orange and yellows too, are very happy and cheerful and fun, and that's great. So think about that. So green is one of the best colors. It is so cool. I didn't realize this, but green is, of course, we know is the color of nature. And green creates optimism, compassion, calmness, healing, tranquility. Wow, who knew? Studies show, actually, if you wear green, people think you're nice. Look at that. So that's a pretty cool thing. But in your house, I think everybody's got to have a little bit of green in their house somewhere. Either it's some green pillows, it's a green library, an accent, something. Green is cool. So we got to think about that. But let's talk about the outside of the house. I have a couple of examples here. Outsides, what's good? Because when we're doing an outside of the house or you're decorating a room, you want to have combinations. Because if you just do all of one thing, if we did all green, it'd feel weird. It'd be too dark. There's some positive elements of green, Like in here, we have this yellow couch. We have this rug with some cool things, and it's great. A feeling, a theme, and the color combinations go really well. And this is a very specific room. You know, it's a library, and so it needs to have that. But your kitchen or the outside of your house, if it's all green, it's maybe a little bit too much. So let's look at houses. I've got a couple of examples here. You know, we have gray, white, and a little bit of black maybe. That's good. This one has a yellow door. You could do a black door with this. You could do a red door with this. But for outside, grays, whites, blacks, you can't go wrong. Here's another example. Here's another kind of gray deal here. Oh, I can't see that very well. Here we go. So you got white columns, got a black door, gray with white trim. That's good. You got the traditional black-white combination. And so those are very good. I think I had another example here too. You know, for doors. Doors can make a big impact. You got white everywhere, but you got a little pop in yellow. And then the red door. Those make a difference. See, that's what's cool about use a little bit. It goes a long way. And so I recommend, as you're thinking about if you're going to paint the outside of your house, it's no more than 3 colors together. There's the main house, so you got all your siding. That's got to be something neutral. Otherwise, the color is too overwhelming. So people love blues, but if you paint your house everywhere blue, it can be a little much. So those are just a couple of thoughts I had. When you're painting the inside of your house, I love white walls, maybe a little bit of off-white, some grays, and some tans. But think about it. If you've got gray, gray matches with cooler colors. If you've got yellows and tans, those match with warm colors. So keep those things in mind, and you can always consult a designer or a great real estate agent. You know, people like us are here to help, and you can design an awesome house, awesome space, older house. You can update it, and painting is a great way to go. And those are my thoughts for today.